Well, Doug, it's been the story of the day. This defense has played team defense from down to down, and it starts with their front seven. Look at the penetration. They get the penetration, they get off their blocks, and then they just have the strength to push back. And Big Bear Alexander in the middle has been a monster and a beast, and they've taken any and every advantage that this offense tries to do on the outside with their speed. They counterbalance that by running to the ball and gang tackling. They're putting on a clinic today defensively.
There's a look at the Bear Alexander, and that guy's only a junior, LD. He's got another year of football to terrorize people out of the DISD. Here we go, fourth quarter underway. Meredith with the carry. He picked up a yard.
Just can't get going, Doug. I mean, he gets the handoff in the backfield, and there's a guy waiting on him. And you got to help your kids out. Right now, as a coach, you got to see if your offensive line is losing the battle. Make the adjustment.
Number one key for the ball game for both teams. One for Longview was run the ball. For Ryan was stop the run. So far, Ryan's done the better of achieving that key in the ball game today.
They have got the game plan. Now, your game plan works when you've got some beast up front, and it makes any coach look good, certainly. But these guys are playing some great gap integrity. They're keeping the running backs in position, and just penetration is a killer.
Pass complete to Beltran, but there's not much there for Beltran. And that will bring up fourth down.
It's nothing. And then when they finally get a play to the outside, you got to forget, Anthony Hill and DJ Arkansas can run with the best of them at the linebacker. Look at this. Watch, it's a naked bootleg. Quarterback's got to think quick. He does that, but look at the defense running to the ball. Ty Marsh, he's kind of that rover defensive player. And that's the thing with a young quarterback. They just don't quite see the entire field. You had guys running open downfield.
Bowman will watch this one bounce.
I feel this one.
And take another nice run for Longview. Look at this roll. Inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. How about a 73-yard punt for Antonio Onofre?
Billy Bowman's got to feel that, though.
I know you're right. And the only thing that I can say is he's looking into the sun. Yeah. Maybe he just misgauged where that ball was headed and didn't get a handle on it, and it allowed it to run all the way down to the 3-yard line. That wind also had a factor. It's pretty strong wind blowing
so this is the type of
right
wind,
to left.
This is the type of wind. I'm on the tee box. You get that big drive, you just kind of sit it up in the air, let that ball get there it is. You set that ball on the tee and just lay on it a little bit.
Grip it and rip it, right? Ryan, who came into the ballgame averaging almost 50 points a game, this Longview defense has done a good job, but they need to step up once more. Handoff to Hicks. Picked up 5. He was tackled by Jackson Jamerson, the outside linebacker, Kaibo.
They got to get the running game going, because now you want to kind of salt this thing away, and this is a championship moment, I think, in games like this. You want to be able to hold on to the ball, turn up a bunch of yards, and whether you get 6 points or 3 points, that could make the difference in the game, because one more score, you figure the way this defense is playing, that might be a tough one there.
Hannigan wants to go deep, throwing it to Sanders in the wind. Sanders brings it down at the 45-yard line. And there is Jatavian Sanders showing you what he can do, 39 yards.
It was just a matter of time. And this is just sheer physics. He's a bigger, more athletic player, and it's not the most perfect pass, but how many times, Doug, we've seen those underthrown balls and those big athletic guys just go up and get it. Dylan Davis is in great position, but just too much of a man to go up and get it.
Sanders cradled it in.
Rocking that baby, right? I guess that's the new thing for the kids today.
Hannigan will turn, hand off to Hicks. And Kibry and Jackson Jamerson makes the tackle again. It's a 3-yard gain. 2nd down and 7.
And that's all they want to do on first down is get 3, get 4. Set them up, 2nd and 7. No, we're not sweating here. We feel like we can still be effective passing the ball if we need to. But most importantly, it's salting the game away. This time is running down. They had about 10 minutes and some change before the big pass downfield to Sanders. Now this thing is under 8.5. You're in control. Let the offense take the line of scrimmage open.
Handoff. Hicks breaks a tackle. Picks up a first down as Hicks carries it all the way to the 41-yard line. 11 yards.
Good patient run here by Hicks. It's first blown up in the middle of the defense, and then he just kind of keeps his feet moving, slides to his left and to his right, and he gets a nice gain, and here they go, picking up first downs, clock still moving. You can play, you can do anything you want. Passing the ball certainly there. Snap it.
Jones jumped clear across. Ball wasn't snapped. He was able to come back to his side, but now a flag.
Oh, Delatorre's got to snap that ball. That defensive lineman jumps like that. That's a free play.
It was like when Jones jumped and then came back, everybody just kind of stopped.
They were expecting a flag.
Yeah, they were expecting a flag.
Oh, man. That's the difference between a senior center.
Offsides, defense number 93 with contact. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They're going to say make contact, so there's the reason for the penalty. 5 yards, and it will be 1st and 5 for the Raiders.
I like that Joe Jones game, man.
Hey, he's a tough one.
He's a tough one.
Hannigan protected. Throwing one down that far sideline. Sanders shakes off his man, scores the touchdown, and number 1 picks up 6 for Ryan.
Yeah, you can only contain it for so long. It's 2 big passes downfield on this drive, and sometimes sheer physics will take over. And this is like a basketball player kind of boxing out to get a rebound. Watch his body. Look at him. Shields him off a little bit, gets the inside position against the smaller defensive back. Dylan Davis didn't have a chance.
We've been waiting for that one, all game long as the extra point goes through. You've got Sanders at 6'4", 225, and it's just a mismatch with the 5'9" Dylan Davis, and there's Jatavian Sanders going to the house. 2nd touchdown for the day for Sanders, and they lead 27-7.
Fourth quarter in Mesquite, the Raiders increased their lead over the Lobos. It's now 27-7. Jatavian Sanders with his second touchdown of the day. He's always been a dominant player, and he put on some weight in the offseason, now playing at 225. Another important point of growth, he's more vocal this year than he has been in the past. Keeps his teammates' heads in the game. And guys, Coach Hennigan says he is now not afraid to lead.
Lead he has this afternoon, over 100 yards and a touchdown. He has a 5-yard touchdown run. University of Texas signing, a 5-star recruit.
Well, what position do you think he's playing at?
Right. Pretty much anywhere he wants to, I think.
I mean, good grief, he can do anything.
I could definitely see him playing primarily defense, but being used in offensive packages.
Yeah.
At the University of Texas, he's going to be a fun one to watch for the next several years in burnt orange, and he's fun to watch right now, that's for sure. So much talent on this Ryan team.
The ball we placed on the 30-yard line, first down, Longview.
You know, I've always kind of chuckled, and I always think Denton Ryan's always missing players. Yeah, they come out, and it seems like they're about 20 players shorter than the team they play. Longview looked like they brought every eligible football player in the city of Longview on the sideline, whereas Denton Ryan has a small team in between the 240s. And make no mistake about it, they've got guys that go two ways, and they're some of the best two-way players like Jatavian Sanders in the state.
Allen going downfield. Hale out of his reach, but a flag, and I think Hale got held up by a Ryan defender, and that could be the source of the penalty. And now Hale a little slow to get up.
Keep on knees with somebody. Well, that hurts like everything imaginable.
Holding. Defense number 2. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's Billy Bowman talking about two-way players.
Oh, yeah.
He's a guy that can stay on the field the entire game as well. Down to the field, let's check in with Chris.
A final in 5A D1 Region 1. Red Oak was down 28-7 to Lubbock Coronado. Stormed back, sent this one to overtime, and then Red Oak blocks a Coronado PAT in double OT. The Hawks are moving on, 42-41 winners.
Wow. Here's Allen on the run, slides to a stop, and then gets kind of bulldozed at the end of the play.
I mean, wouldn't you slide? You see Big 96 trying to face you.
I'd be tempted to run in the other direction.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. It is almost unfair. I mean, as soon as you drop back to pass, here comes 96 in your face, and then now it's just running for your life at that moment.
Allen goes under center I formation. Toss downfield to an open man. Caught at the 40. And down to the 35-yard line. 26-yard gain, and there's C.J. Hopkins. Where's that been all day?
Where in the world has that been? This is what they do. They play action pass, and they throw the ball vertically. Every game that I've been a part of watching Longview, this is what they do. The play action pass only helps the offensive line, and you've got two solid receivers. And you see C.J. Hopkins.
Offense number 73.
That's coming back.
10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And Damian Sterling with a holding penalty. That's unfortunate. That'll bring back that nice play.
Well, they actually look like they protected pretty well, too. That's unfortunate, but this kid can throw the ball. I mean, you just got to give him a chance to feel comfortable. That's all what coaching is. You know, you expect all these players to do everything. Yes, I understand that. But these young kids, quarterback, that's a different position that you got to be delicate with.
11 touchdown passes on the year for Allen. He will throw deep again, this time for Hale. And Bowman is there to knock it away. Good one-on-one battle there between two elite athletes, Jalen Hale and Billy Bowman.
Yeah, Yeah, Billy Bowman won that one. He was almost the receiver on that play as he had a step on Jalen Hale. And I thought from the second series, now they looked pretty good on the first one to go score. We hadn't seen anything since. I thought that's the game plan that they needed to do against Denton Ryan. You were not going to go mano-a-mano with their front seven and try to run them over. You had to be creative in your play calling. You had to take some timely shots. You're going to get one-on-one coverage. Just thought they let that get away from them.
Backside pass. And across the 40 up to the 45-yard line. The pass complete and made by DeQuaylen Vaughn.
Tackle eligible.
Tackle eligible on the play, and he was able to pick up a good chunk of yardage, about 15.
Yeah, look at this here. That's a pretty nifty little play. I didn't hear them announce it at the beginning of that play. Typically, you announce your tackle if you got an extra lineman in. Man, DeQuaylen Vaughn. Oh,
that is your left tackle who started the game in that position, DeQuaylen Vaughn.
Man, put him at tight end.
Quick pass for Hale out of bounds. And a penalty flag. This comes after the play. The umpire threw it. It's a dead ball foul. Longview trying to find a miracle here in Mesquite.
Boy, time is certainly running out on their season. Give us something?
Well, Scott Burks and his crew being very thorough.
Do we need to patch him into Robert Walton up here?
Just let Robert tell him what to do. Robert does so many functions. Not only our statistician, but he's also a de facto producer. He's an official on the field.
He keeps us straight with the penalties and
he just doesn't do drive charts. Don't ask him to do drive charts. Outside of his contract. Penalty will be going against Longview.
Dead ball. Personal foul and unnecessary roughness. Number 63 on Longview, 15-yard penalty. First down.
The Longview fans have not been pleased with the officiating of Scott Burks and his crew today, but
they haven't.
This one's going to mark him back to the 30-yard line.
You got to be careful here, Longview, because Denton Ryan does not have any mercy. They will throw this up again. Be careful.
Handoff good for a yard. Caleb Hicks with the carry. He's gone the distance today for the Raiders. Caleb, the sophomore, younger brother of Kiori Hicks. Both of them have had good numbers on the season. Caleb with 5 touchdowns on the year. Second down and 9 coming up.
Yeah, look at that. That's about as efficient as you could possibly get right there. I mean, full command of the game, full command of this offense. Undisputed leader on that field.
Hand off to Hicks, and he's met in the backfield. Joe Jones.
Okay, easy.
Jones made the stop on the play, and the center, Colt Delatorre, his helmet comes off. Yes, another Delatorre for the Ryan family. You've got Alex Delatorre, Aaron Delatorre, both former players who are assistant coaches now on Dave Hennigan's staff, and the center, Colt Delatorre, is starting to make his mark as well. 4:39 left in the ball game. Longview trailing Ryan by 20. Third down and 12 coming up for the Raiders.
You see teams this time of year. The teams that are going to have success can win any style of football game, and sometimes you got to make it kind of ugly. Sometimes it needs to be a defensive type game, and it can be an offensive explosion. Denton Ryan can do any and everything that is really in front of him. This is not a pretty offensive game. This is a very good Longview. To play any type of game that's called for in the course of the game, and you may not even know it until after that first series of the game, and then you make your adjustments, and that's how you play it. And they did a great job of that, I think, this afternoon.
Score from 6A, Cedar Hill jumping on top of Tomball Memorial at the end of one, 14-0 for the Longhorns. Denton Geyer jumped out to a 24-7 lead over Abilene at the half. And here we've got Ryan leading Longview 27-7. Hennigan throws the fade down the near sideline. Bowman goes up for it, can't come down with it. Thought he had that one in his hands, but at the last minute, knocked out by Jacoby Williams.
That's a pretty good job by Bowman to even just get a chance to make that play. And I thought he probably could have had this one. And you might be right, Doug. I didn't see it. I just looked like he just dropped it to me. Yeah, good defensive play, certainly, by Jacoby Williams.
Give Jacoby some credit on that one.
Give him a little credit.
He got in there. He stuck his helmet in there. Here comes the punt from Ryan. Touched by the Lobos and loose on the field. Picked up now by Longview. Returned out across the 30. Up across the 40. And still running at the 40. Holy cow. 51 yards on the return by Devin Isaac. Amazing return for the Lobos.
Put him back there at running back.
Yes, take a bow, Devin Isaac.
Beautiful. Good job. And yeah, you got Jacoby Williams.
What's Jacoby Williams doing touching that thing in the first place? I don't know.
Tavian Sanders is doing the old man bend over and trying to pick it over, and he missed it.
But Devin Isaac somehow,
look at this,
some way, kept that thing going.
This is a great angle here. You got the quarterback. He's not supposed to make the tackle. These offensive linemen should be able to get him down. Yeah, he didn't step out there?
No, it doesn't look that way.
Okay.
He had a penalty at the end of it, too, I think, for a face mask. And now you got Longview sitting on the Ryan 22-yard line.
Come on, Lobos. You got to do something with it right now. You got a little life here.
Well, if that play doesn't charge up the offense, I don't know what will. Here's Allen stepping up, but not in time to put one away. Michael G there to bring him down. 6-yard loss.
And Michael G is the smallest of the defensive linemen up front. Might be one of the quickest and more agile, if you will. Finally gets home with the one-on-one on the outside with Jax Norman and gets that sack.
Allen just trying to get some time. He'll throw it near side. Caught by Hale, knocked out of bounds. Or actually, that was C.J. Hopkins and knocked out of bounds at the 20. Todd Marsh drove him out. Picked up about 3 on the play. 3rd down and 7 coming up, and let's send it quickly down to the field and check in with Chris.
Guys, DJ Arkansas suffered a lacerated kidney after taking a hit in his first freshman game. Missed most of his 9th grade year and was told he may never be able to play contact sports again. 3.5 years later, he's now signed to play college football at Rice.
What a journey for him as Allen steps up and Bear Alexander has him in his grasp. The big Bear making the tackle to drive down Jordan Allen.
Oh, man. He's been fun to watch. He is disruptive. He's a one-man wrecking crew. And his teammates love him. You know, I always look at that kind of stuff. What kind of teammate are you, too? And these guys absolutely love the Big Bear. How can you not? He's just a cuddly guy.
What's amazed me, but his motor never stops.
No, it doesn't.
He is full speed the entire way. Allen, the throw. Batted down by Ty Marsh. And the Ryan Raider defense is just telling everyone in the state today, we will not be denied.
They played a masterful game. This has been impressive to watch, Doug. All three levels, right? You've got to be in concert. You've got to be on the same page to be an elite defense. This is an elite defense. Make no mistake about it, because the defensive line to the linebackers and these secondary guys, well, they have been outstanding.
A masterful performance by the Ryan defense today. They turned the ball over on downs, and the Raiders will take over leading by 20 with 2:48 left in the game. Handoff, Anthony Hill Jr. And a yard for Hill, as Ryan has designs on trying to run this clock down. Timeout on the field. Longview calls the timeout, stopping the clock with 2:32. There's another guy that's played well both ways today, Anthony Hill.
Yeah, he has, and kind of forget about him a little bit on that defense because everybody in front of him is made to play. But yeah, he's a solid linebacker, and they've got a good complement with him and DJ Arkansas. And boy, he's so good and talented. They put him back there in the backfield, and he's so good. He's not even on our 2D, by the way. And they just find a way to get it done. Whoever can tote the rock with the Denton Ryan Raiders.
Dave Hennigan, head coach in his 7th season with Ryan as the head coach, 86-10. Of course, he's been a head coach in other places, Corsicana, Grapevine. He was also an assistant under Joey Florence, who's now the athletic director of the DISD. Florence winning state championships in 2001 and 2002 with the Raiders, and Hennigan was a coordinator on that 2001 staff. Direct snap to Sanders, and Jatavian Sanders will lose some yardage on this one, going down at the 22-yard line. Down to the field, let's check in with Chris.
Let's look ahead to New Year's Day in Arlington, Texas. Two stadiums separated by about a mile. At 3 o'clock, Alabama and Notre Dame at AT&T Stadium in the Rose Bowl. Then a 3:15 start at Globe Life Park between Highland Park and Denton Ryan.
Could be a fun day to be in Arlington, won't it? Although, and I'm not getting on Chris for this, but I'm not calling it the Rose Bowl.
No, that's not true.
It's the national semifinal, I'll give you that, but it's the Rose Bowl's in Pasadena, and that's where it belongs. And I'm just going to give respect to the Rose Bowl.
Offense number 6, 15-yard penalty. Still third down.
They threw that penalty while the players were in the huddle. Well, what is going on?
All right, guys, so this is the second time the Rose Bowl will be played somewhere other than Pasadena. Do you know the other location?
I have no clue.
Okay. LeDarren?
Man, I'm just going to go out there and say somewhere in Florida. I don't know.
During World War II, it was moved to Durham, North Carolina. It was shortly after Pearl Harbor.
What?
West Coast, you couldn't gather. And it was Duke versus Oregon State. So Duke hosted the Rose Bowl in Durham.
Wow.
That's a good one there, Chris.
That is a great note. Did not know that.
That's a good one. I would have lost money.
John King, you see the frustration on his face. It's been that kind of day, especially for his offense against this Denton Ryan defense, which has just been smothering this afternoon.
Yeah, and you got to be more than one-dimensional to play a team like Denton Ryan. And you may be able to get away with it in a few couple of rounds. And I need to go back and watch that Lancaster game, by the way, and watch a little bit of that. But you got to be kind of balanced. You got to have a threat on every single down to make the defense think both ways. But they got one-dimensional when the quarterback was pretty much eliminated from the game plan. Didn't Ryan pin their ears, Doug, and they just went after the running backs, and it was really relentless from then on out.
We give thanks, by the way, to both coaches, Dave Hennigan and John King. But just talking about John King for a second, you know, I normally send out requests for information on Sunday night when we know what we're doing the following week. And I had 4 coaches to contact this week because we were doing 2 games. John King was the first one to respond and gave us great information this week, so we really appreciate it.
Every time we've dealt with Coach King, he's been fantastic. He and his staff. I love this Longview community, by the way. They, you know, we kind of catch them sometimes. We walk out of the stadiums, walking in and out. Very football knowledgeable community.
Absolutely. They bring a ton of fans, too, wherever they go. So it's always fun to watch them, get a chance to see them here in the Metroplex. That's great. And, of course, watching out in East Texas, we are so glad that we were able to bring that game to you today from here in Mesquite out to the Tyler Longview Market and have a chance for the fans out there to see it. Minute 24 remaining in the ball game. Looks like Ryan is on their way to a state quarterfinal appearance and another matchup with the Highland Park Scots.
Man. I just hate it's not going to be the state semifinal game.
Right.
You know, we saw 3 of those in a row. The state semifinal game between Highland Park and Denton Ryan.
And you said it earlier, if not for, you know, a guy named John Stephen Jones and some terrific Highland Park teams, who knows how many state championships Ryan might have been able to win.
Ryan might have had 3 in a row themselves. You just never know. You got to give yourself a chance to get to the game first, because you're never guaranteed to go back. But I'd like to have seen that happen.
Sanders will run this one out of the back of the end zone. He'll give the Lobos a safety rather than punt it away. And so 27-9 will be the new score after Longview forced the punt from Ryan, and they'll get a chance to get the ball back with 1:04 left to go in the game.
That's a good job here by the Longview coaching staff. You've got some frustrated Lobos on the sideline, and quickly the coaches run out and grab them. That's just a great job. You know, you're dealing with some teenagers with emotion. They don't play this game to lose. And they come out here expected to win. And I understand it. Totally get it.
Both teams certainly have put up a great fight today. And both of them deserve to be here as well. You don't make it to the 3rd round of the playoffs without having some talent, having a good football team. Both teams showed they were that today. I just think personally, you know, just looking at it from what we've seen so far this year, Ryan has the most talent I think that you're going to see in Class 5A. And so if they can play to their talent, I don't see anybody stopping.
Tough to beat them, and especially if they play on their game. Got to feel that.
Fielded it is, and down at the 45-yard line. Michaela Taylor on the return. So for Longview, a good season will end at 9-3. And a trip to the 3rd round. Meanwhile, Ryan will stay undefeated, move to 12-0. And head into that quarterfinal matchup next week against Highland Park. Let's send it downstairs one more time. Check in with Chris.
Doug, you mentioned on Sunday nights you like to talk to coaches. We're still waiting to find out which coaches you'll be contacting, because it is very much in flux where we will be next week. The CW33 will bring you a game in the regional final round. As like everybody else, we're keeping an eye on teams that advance, sites and times, and that also depends on availability of our crew. And hopefully we will be telling you that late tonight or early tomorrow. You can follow any of us on social media or CW33, and we will have the information for you.
Yes, indeed, we will. Looking forward to seeing where we are and who we're watching next week.
Yep.
It only gets better the farther you go.
That's right.
Michael G made the tackle and the sack on Jordan Allen. Second down to 17. Allen still throwing it downfield here late in the game. C.J. Hopkins, the intended receiver, but it was incomplete. Caden Kelly there on defense.
Just right for this young man, I think.
Oh, I think so too. You get a sophomore quarterback there in Jordan Allen. How valuable is the experience to get to go 3 rounds deep as a sophomore, knowing you're coming back for a junior and senior season? That's only going to benefit you down the stretch.
Well, that offseason is going to be fun, and he can look back and he had a great season. Right? You don't throw for nearly 900 yards. You kind of split duty with another quarterback as well sometimes this year. A lot of upside for the kid.
Let me give you a little bit of optimism for Longview as we wind it down here. The offensive line for Longview, junior, sophomore. And then you've got a sophomore quarterback, a sophomore receiver who's already an FBS talent. I think the future looks pretty good.
Pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. Yep.
But it will end today in 2020 on the turf at Mesquite Memorial Stadium as the Ryan Raiders defeat the Lobos by a score of 27-9. We'll take a timeout, come back with our postgame here on CW33.
CW33 High School Football Showdown is brought to you by USAA, proudly serving military members and their families.
final score in Mesquite Memorial, the Orion Raiders advance with a 27-9 victory over the Longview Lobos. And as chosen with the help of our viewers on our social media networks, the CW33 player of the game is Seth Hennigan, quarterback for the Raiders, and a good day at the office for Hennigan.
Yeah, he quarterbacked well. And I mean, he did what he needed to do, made the routine plays, extended the plays like he's doing here just to keep the chains moving, dropped some dimes when he needed to. He was very, very in control of this offense. He led the team down the field. It wasn't easy at times, Doug, but he was the constant that made the offense go today.
Seth Hennigan, the player of the game. He's bound for the University of Memphis, but before that, he's got some work to do as a Orion Raider. We'll take a timeout. Come back with more here on CW33.